Hello guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. My name is Bemi and I'm a Nigerian lifestyle vlogger. If you're new to my channel, thank you for stopping by, and if you're returning back to my channel, thank you for always being here as always. I want to start this video by saying a huge big thank you to you guys for all the love that you showed me so far since I announced that I was pregnant and I had my baby. You guys, the love has been so overwhelming. Like, I'm just so thankful. You guys have watched my videos and I'm just thankful and in awe, and just I just wanted to put that out there first to say thank you to you guys, and for the people that have subscribed to my channel because of all of this. I'm just so grateful and thankful. I want to say this at the beginning because I know a lot of you don't watch videos to the end, so I will start by saying subscribe to my channel if you haven't still subscribed to my channel. I mean, what are you doing? I'm a wonderful person, my content is great, you agree, right? So subscribe to my channel so you can keep seeing more of me. And now I am a mommy, so I will be putting out mommy content as I can. I'm not promising, but as I can. Yeah, so subscribe to my channel, please, 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 please. It is very, very important to me. Okay. So, since I announced my pregnancy, stroke, giving birth, and all of that, one of the top questions I've been asked is, how was my pregnancy journey? And unfortunately, I did not film anything during my pregnancy, so there's no, like, I don't have diaries to share with you guys on things that were going. I only have pictures and clips. So I said I should come out here, sit down, and actually talk to you guys about how my pregnancy went, since it's still fresh in my head, because I know a lot of people always say that people forget a lot of things after they give birth. So let me just quickly do that before I start forgetting stuff. Okay. Yeah, so I found out I was pregnant in April. Yes. I was excited. I went to the hospital, blah 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 blah, took a blood test. I was excited. A couple of days later, I told my husband, and yeah, we, registered at one of the hospitals in our area. I mean, he has HMO, which could, we could pretty much register at any hospital we wanted. And then I also have like my company's hospital. So yeah, that was whatever. So we registered, and then they did their own test also just to be sure that I was pregnant. And immediately they were like, okay, so in a couple of weeks you're going to start antenatal. And I was just like, wow, no, start antenatal. Like it was just very funny and all that. Then, the doctors started talking about how, when you're pregnant, there's some symptoms that you might have. You might have like nausea, you might have vomiting, you will be weak, you will be tired, and all that great stuff. And they just, try to enlighten me so that it will not come as a shock. Of course, I've watched a lot of Nigerian movies too, so that I know that when people are pregnant, they're always and all that. So I knew it was gonna come. So yeah, couple of weeks after, nothing was happening. I was still normal. Everything was fine. I was like, I should be feeling something now. But then again, the thing was that when I found out I was pregnant, I spoke with I told one of my closest friends, and we were happy. She was happy with me. We prayed together, and she was like, and then she recommended this book for me, Supernatural Birth. And she was like, I should read the book and everything. And I read the book, and it was so inspiring and touching. And I learned a lot of things from the book. I strongly and highly recommend that book for anybody expecting, or anybody pregnant, or you're gonna have a baby someday. I strongly recommend the book. So part of the things I had learned in the book was that there's nowhere in the Bible, and that was the things I kept saying to myself, like there was nowhere in the Bible where it says, oh, when you're pregnant, you have to have nausea, you have to vomit, you have to be dizzy, you have to be weak, you have to be tired, all that stuff that comes with pregnancy. So those were the things I kept telling myself, and I kept prophesying it to myself, and I kept saying it to myself. I was like, no, I'm not going to be nauseated, no, I'm not going to be tired, no, I'm not going to be weak. Like I just kept always proclaiming it to myself, because I was like, there's nowhere in the Bible that it says so. God, this is not God's promise for us. So I was just like, you know what? That's my portion. Like, I'm not going to be tired, I'm not going to be weak, I'm not going to be nauseated and all that. And then a couple of weeks after I found out I was pregnant, everything was fine. I was normal. I was going to work, coming back, everything was fine. And then Few months down the line, I was still fine. I was in my first trimester. I had downloaded apps. I was, following the progress of my pregnancy. But then I wasn't nauseated. I wasn't vomiting. I wasn't tired. I wasn't dizzy. And then it started becoming a problem for me. I know I am weird. It started becoming a problem for me, like to the extent that I had to ask God for forgiveness because this was what I had prayed for. This was what I had wanted, and then it now became a problem for me. So I'll tell my husband and I would disturb him. I'll be like, I don't understand. Why am I not vomiting? Why am I not? Because in my head, I felt like if I at least was nauseated or was, throwing up or was vomiting or whatever, like I would feel like, oh yeah, there's something growing inside of me. But then again, I'm quick to forget that I'm the same person that kept asking God that, you know what, I just want a very smooth pregnancy. See, God's ways are not man's ways. If they leave this world to man, in fact, it will just be spinning round and round, turning on and on. But yeah, so and then I think what also affected me was the fact that in my place of work, in my department, there were also two other ladies that were pregnant. So one of them, she had like morning sickness and all that, and she had morning sickness and all that. And then every time I go to work, I'd see her, I'd be sympathizing with her and everything, joys of motherhood or joys of pregnancy, whatever. And then I would think to myself and be like, nothing is happening with you. What's going on? And people at work started saying, oh my God, you're so lucky. You're so this. And in my head, I was like, I don't know if that is luck. Like, can I be spitting around so that I can feel like I'm pregnant? But that didn't happen. And then one day, I actually had to drag myself to the clinic. Like I had to even pay out of pocket because I was like, can you do a scan? Like I really want to be sure that I am pregnant because right now I am not feeling pregnant. Who says these things? Just me. Who talks like this? This is just me. And then the doctor was like, no, you're fine, you're good. I was like, no, like, can you do a scan? Like, can I see that there's something there rather than just assuming? Because I don't feel pregnant. I don't know how you're supposed to feel pregnant, but yeah. So I did the scan, and then they were like, oh, well, you see, you have a fetus. It's fine. Everything is fine. You're doing well. You're great. And then I remember I was heading to work that morning and I was just like driving. I was just asking God for forgiveness. Like, I'm sorry I doubted you. I'm sorry I feel this way. I'm sorry, because this was what I asked God for. And why am I now doubting Him at this point in time? So yeah, so that had happened. I tell the story all the time. Like I actually went to the clinic to confirm that I was pregnant after they had told me I was pregnant, just to do a scan to be sure that there was a baby inside. It's weird. And then so yeah, so my whole 9 months went through like that. I actually threw up twice all through the 9 months. And the first one was because I had eaten too much. There was a day I ate way too much, and then I got home and I just, I just like the food did not digest, and then I just had to pour everything out. And then the second time, I feel like it was bad. Either it was bad food or it was just like maybe like symptoms of pregnancy or something. But yeah, those were the only two times that I threw up. And those two times, like my husband was around and he was scared out of his mind. Like I was scared out of my mind because food was coming out of my nose. And I was like, oh my God, like women go through this every single day during like for morning sickness. I just went through it twice and I was livid. Like I was scared. He was scared. And I was just like, God, I thank you. So that had happened. Also, like my bump, I said this in my life update video. My bump did not, I was one of those that my bump didn't come out on time. I think my bump started coming out at about 6 months, 6 or 7. I feel like it was coming. It started coming out at about like my late seventh month was when like my bump started like showing and became obvious that I was pregnant. I think it didn't also help the fact that no, on a normal day I normally wear a size bigger than me in dresses and shirts and pants. So all my clothes fit. Like I did not buy no maternity gown, no maternity dress, no maternity pants. Like everything that I had before I was pregnant was what I was still wearing after I was pregnant and during my pregnancy. So that was good. That was a good thing. What up? I am here. Clearly made an effort to put on makeup today and I'm so excited. Anyways, just wanted to show you guys we are about 25 weeks gone. The bump is still not so obvious. Like, you pretty much have to look well to know that there's a bump there. We just completed our second trimester, stepping into the third. Awesome. Yes, we cannot wait to meet our baby. At this point, we still don't know what the gender is because whenever I go for a scan, um, our baby is always like covering the genitals or turning the ass to us. So still don't know what the gender is, but hopefully very soon. I had like extra strength from nowhere that I can't even explain. Strength came from left, right, and center. I was going to work, waking up in the morning, coming back in the evening. I was eating fine. Part of the downsides that I did not enjoy about my pregnancy was the fact that my food didn't used to digest quickly. Like, I hated that. I hated that so much. Like, I would actually eat food around 8 a.m. in the morning, and trust me, by 2 p.m. this food has still not digested. Sometimes 6 p.m. this food is still here, just hanging here. Can I throw up? No, I can't throw up. It's just there, hanging there. So that was one of the things that I hated the most about my pregnancy. It was just food just hanging here. So for a long time I was still eating casually, like normally, like I was before I was pregnant. And then I had to now like change my diet completely. So it was like in the morning I just make like two scrambled eggs, and trust me, like that would last me like a whole day. So I'd make like two scrambled eggs. When I get to work, like for lunch, I can just send somebody to buy amala was my thing during pregnancy. I could send somebody to just buy amala for me down the road. And that would last me till I go home. And then when I get home, I'll just take like ribena and chocolate or something, or maybe I'll just ask my husband pick up shawarma or something. So my diet was like completely different from before I was pregnant, when I would eat rice and this and eba and all that. For a long time, I abstained from rice. Very funny, right? Like, I abstained from rice because it just wasn't going down. Every time I'd eat rice, it would be here. It would not go down. Like, sleeping, it made sleeping very difficult for me because I'd sit up in the middle of the night. I can't throw up. The food is not going down, and I'm so uncomfortable because I ate rice. So I stopped eating rice, and then I stopped eating after like 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. thereabouts. I stopped eating around that time. Um what else? Yeah, so diet change, and I think because of this diet change or lifestyle change, I actually lost weight during the pregnancy. So like every time I'd go for antenatal or like my checkup or whatever, my weight was supposed to be increasing, right? Because there's a baby growing inside of me. Rather, it'd be either stagnant or reducing. Like, it'd be like the same weight I had last time, or it would have reduced from the last time. And the doctors were like, "Oh, are you throwing up?" I'm like, "I'm not throwing up. I'm fine. Like, I'm good." But so I lost weight during the pregnancy, and I feel like that's why I still kind of look normal even after I delivered the baby and everything. I think the only thing was when I got into my final trimester, my 8th month, my 9th month, my face blew. My face blew. I got like acne all over my face. And if you know me, I am all about skincare, serious skincare, man. Like, so it was so hard for me to work around that because I had done my research. I asked everybody I could ask, and they're like, "Girl, it's pregnancy. There's nothing that could be done about your acne." I was like, "How do I live my life walking about like this? How?" I just couldn't wrap my head around it. But hey, I just had to take it like that. But I was still doing like my skincare routine. I was still using like my cleanser, my toners, my serums, my moisturizer, my sunscreen. I was still using them because I was like, I know it's not changing, it's not doing anything, but hey, I still have to just stick to my routine. Another thing that happened during my pregnancy was that I got ill at some point. It was just one time though. And I had to be admitted at the hospital. I just developed this excruciating back pain from nowhere. And I started, like that day, I actually left the office around like 2 o'clock. The back pain started like around 12, but I was thinking that it was something that was just going to go. So I just kept pushing it and pushing it, and I couldn't take it anymore. Like around 2 p.m., I had to tell my boss that I had to go home. So I drove from my office in Apapa with the back pain to the house because I thought I just needed rest. I got to the house. I was like, damn, I'm in so much pain. I call up my husband. I'm like, look, I don't know what's going on, but my back hurts so much. And this was when I was about like 6 months pregnant. Yeah, and he was at work, so he couldn't rush down immediately. But my house is not far from my mom's house, so my mom, like, he called my mom, and she came to pick me up, took me to the hospital. The hospital had to admit me, had to figure out what was going on with me and all that good stuff. Gave me, so I couldn't really use drugs because when you're pregnant, you can't really use drugs because of the baby. So they had to like inject me through the veins or whatever, intravenously or whatever, to stop the pain and everything. And then there was another time I had malaria because Nigeria, and you're not supposed to have malaria during pregnancy, but Nigeria is Nigeria. So yeah, so those were the only 2 times I felt ill during my pregnancy, but it wasn't anything serious, significantly serious. The time I had the back pain, I think I was admitted in the hospital for like 2-3 days. But the time I had the malaria, I had to be like, can I just rest from home? And I was just in the hospital that day. Yeah, I promised them that I was going to take my time to rest because I hated being at the hospital. I hate being admitted at the hospital. I'd rather stay in my house and recover and rest. A lot of people always talk about like when you're pregnant, your hair, you grow more hair, you have more hair. Well, my hair is still the same. I did not grow more hair. I feel like my hair is what it's always been. It didn't increase, it didn't decrease. Maybe now that I've given birth, maybe there will be postpartum shedding. Oh, she's cooing. Maybe there will be postpartum shedding. I don't know, but my hair is pretty much the same for now. So and during the pregnancy, that was how it was. How was my husband during pregnancy? Okay, that was another question a lot of people asked. He was pretty supportive. He was very, very, very supportive. Like, he was like, whatever I wanted to eat, whatever I wanted to do, wherever I wanted to go, he was like right there, taking care of me, even though I had like strength to do all these things myself. But he was always there. He was very, very supportive. You need to get you a husband like him, not my own. He's like him, child. You get the gist. But yeah, so he was pretty supportive. My family was very supportive too. So yeah, that is pretty much like what happened during my pregnancy. You see, this is why they say you forget everything that happened during pregnancy and during childbirth, because everything just leaves your head after you see your bouncing baby girl or boy, your bundle of joy. Like right now, I'm struggling to make this video. That's why I said, you know what, let me quickly do it so that I can talk about the ones I remember. I'm sure there's some things I'm not remembering, but yeah, you know what? I want to do a Q&A video next. So drop your questions in the comment section below. I would also ask on Instagram for you guys to leave your questions in the comments, well, on Instagram and in the comment section, and then I'll combine everything together and then answer your questions. The questions will be on like pregnancy, marriage, childbirth. Childbirth, do I want to talk about that? I'm not sure, but you know what, just ask away. We'll see what we'll do about that. And yeah, so that is it on my pregnancy journey. I would probably insert clips of what my bellies looked like as as time progressed, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, if you have any questions, you have any comment, leave it in the comment section down below. And you can also ask me on Instagram, and I would combine everything together and answer your question. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. Do not forget to subscribe to my channel. It is very, very, very important. Oh, my importance gone. Thank you guys. And then don't forget to like and don't forget to share with everybody that you know. And I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys. My thoughts are too big. Can I get some comfort, please?